मेरा तो मंत्र है, न खाऊंगा न खाने दूंगा।
पहले मैंने गारंटी दी थी, न खाऊंगा न खाने दूंगा। अब मेरी गारंटी है, जिसने खाया है उससे बाहर निकालूंगा और जिसका खाया है उसको मैं लौटाऊंगा।
Viewers, remember Prime Minister Modi's unwavering pledge, na khaunga, na khane dunga. He said, I shall neither indulge in corruption nor allow others to do so. This was his promise etched for a Naya Bharat, New India, where transparency, accountability and integrity would come before anything else. Viewers, the Modi government is walking that talk now. The government has tabled a bill that will act like a Brahmastra against corruption. The 130th Constitutional Amendment Bill tabled in the Lok Sabha today is a resolute pledge to honor PM Modi's sacred vow of cleansing governance of corruption. Viewers, this bill is a monumental reform. It declares that any minister, be it the Prime Minister, a Chief Minister or a State Minister, arrested for an offence carrying a sentence of 5 years or more, will face automatic removal from the office on the 31st day, if not sacked earlier by the party or their leaders. Now, please note, viewers, that this is not a selective purge. It is a universal law, a levelling force that spares no one, not even Modi himself. Yes, the Prime Minister has subjected himself to the same standard, same scrutiny, proving that this is no act of a king. Instead, this is more like the resolve of a servant of the people, bound by the same rules he seeks to enforce on others. This is not about power, but about principle. Viewers, this is about cleansing the rot that has infected our system, where corrupt leaders have too often hidden behind the shield of elected office. But look at what the opposition is doing, viewers. The opposition, led by Rahul Gandhi, has stood up to block and derail this bold move. Why are they so spooked? It's a fair question. Why does Rahul Gandhi, with his lofty sermons on democracy, try foul, accusing Modi of acting like a medieval king? The answer to that question is simple. The opposition fears the mirror this bill will hold up to their own tainted legacy. Viewers, the ecosystem fears a law that does not bend to their privilege, that does not spare their cronies, that dares to demand accountability from those who've long treated public office as a personal fief. Viewers, imagine the audacity to stand in opposition to a bill that seeks to uproot corrupt and tainted. Rahul Gandhi's charge that this bill heralds a return to medieval tyranny is more than just absurd. It is a deliberate distortion. Rahul Gandhi knows, as we all do, that this law applies equally to Modi, to his ministers, to every elected official. No one is exempt. No one is above the law. But Rahul Gandhi will still spin tale of a king to mask his own fear, the fear of a system where the corrupt can no longer hide behind the wall of mandate, elected mandate or electoral mandate, as you want to call it. Rahul Gandhi speaks of democracy, but what democracy thrives on leaders who loot the public exchequer? What democracy endures when mantris arrested for grave offences cling to power as if it were their birthright? Viewers, in 2013, as Congress Vice President then, Rahul Gandhi had publicly spoken of tearing an ordinance proposed by his own government, calling it complete nonsense for seeking to shield convicted lawmakers from disqualification. Then he positioned himself as a champion of clean politics, opposing the protection of tainted leaders. But today, Rahul Gandhi tries foul. If his 2013 stance was genuine, why does Rahul Gandhi now obstruct a bill that echoes his own call for integrity? Viewers, this bill does not undermine democracy like the opposition is claiming. It strengthens it by ensuring that those entrusted with power remain answerable to the law. The reason the opposition is not cheering this bold reform is the fact that this bill threatens to hold them accountable in a way they've never been held before. They are not spooked by Modi. They are spooked by the idea of a corruption-free India, where their old tricks will no longer work, where their dynastic privileges will no longer shield them. Viewers, the Modi government's fight is against the real Chori, the theft of public trust, the plunder of morality. This bill is an example of the Chaukidar's resolve, and those who are opposing this reform stand totally exposed.
My opinion on the ordinance is that it's complete nonsense and that it should be torn up and thrown out. I'll repeat it for you. My opinion on the ordinance is that it should be torn up and thrown away.
We are going back to medieval times when the king could just remove anybody at will. There's no concept of what an elected person is. He doesn't like your face, so he tells ED, put a case, and then democratically elected person is wiped out within 30 days.
BJP people are telling this bill is to bring morality in politics. Can I ask a question to the Honorable Home Minister? When he was the Home Minister of Gujarat, he had been arrested, sir. Whether he took the morality of that point of time?
अरेस्ट होने के पहले मैंने नैतिकता के मूल्यों का हवाला देकर इस्तीफा भी दिया और जब तक मैं कोर्ट से निर्देश नहीं हुआ कोई संविधान पद मैंने स्वीकार नहीं किया। हम ऐसे निर्लज्ज नहीं हो सकते कि हम पर आरोप लगे और हम संवैधानिक पद पर रहें।
Let's open this up. Shahzad Poonawala, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Anish Davande, the national spokesperson of the NCP Sharad Pawar faction. Professor Anwar Pashaji, national spokesperson of the RJD. Ashwini Kumar Mishra ji, leader of the Congress Party. Abhinandita Mathur, national spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. And Adil Hassan of the AIMIM will be with us shortly. Ashwini ji, first question to you. I am sure you remember what Rahul Gandhi had said in 2013, and which is why I, played out that reaction to rejog the memory of those who might have forgotten what Rahul Gandhi has said. What has changed in 2025? Why are you opposing this?
Pranesh, so in your start, you spoke about what Modi ji has promised and he is delivering today. So let me start with what Modi ji has promised and what he has delivered. He said that farmers' income will be doubled, but eventually Adani's income become 1,000 times.
Ashwini ji, that is not the topic of discussion. We've done many debates on this. It will take me 2 things to expose you on Adani. So let's not go there. We'll end up wasting the time. Just answer this question. If Rahul Gandhi said in 2013 that this ordinance should be torn up and thrown in the bin, why is he opposing this reform? Simple question, sir, please.
Okay. Is it a reform, Pranesh? Let me ask you. Is it a reform? It is just the constitutionalization of BJP's washing machine and not a reform. What BJP openly telling is, eventually threatening is that if you don't get washed into my washing machine, you will be thrown out from the government. And it is not just the warning for the opposition's chief ministers. It is also the warning for Chandrababu Naidu. It is also warning for Nitish Kumar or everyone who is not aligned with BJP's thought process. That if you don't get aligned with us, I will send ED to you, I'll send CBI to you, I'll arrest you for 30 days and then I will kick you out from your government. So tell me, where is the reform into it? Moreover, it is against the natural justice, is against the fundamental rights protected under Article 20, subsection 3, which talks about a de facto law, wherein it says that no one can be called, no one is guilty until convicted, no one is guilty until proved. So how this law become a reform?
I will tell you. बहुत अच्छा point आपने अश्विनी जी देखिए आप मेरे जो पॉइंट्स हैं वो आप खुद ही बोल देते अपने जवाब में. बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट आपने निकाला है कि हाउ इज एनीवन डीम्ड गिल्टी टिल द कोर्ट प्रोनाउंसेस अ वर्डिक्ट. Now let me read out to you what the Congress leaders have said about opposition leaders of BJP about Aam Aadmi Party. Many in the Congress wanted Arvind Kejriwal to resign. Many said PM Modi must resign for Rafale. They demanded Amit Shah's resignation on many things. Which court order were you waiting for, sir? Bataiye ab.
All these resignations were demanded on the idea of पॉलिटिकल इंटीग्रिटी.
तो ये कौन सा आइडिया है? ये भी तो वही है, पॉलिटिकल इंटेग्रिटी. यू आर आंसरिंग योर ओन क्वेश्चन. मैंने तो शुरू में बोला था पॉलिटिकल इंटेग्रिटी, मोरालिटी सब कुछ है इसमें. अश्विनी जी देखिए, डोंट रन अवे. आप अपने आप को एक्सपोज कर रहे हैं, ऐसे मत कीजिए. प्रोफेसर पाशा, क्या प्रॉब्लम है सर इस बिल में?
Pranesh ji, good evening. The problem is that the way it has been brought the parliament, the way it has been placed before the parliament, it shows that the government has some ulterior motive behind it. Keeping in view the past record of this government, the way this government has been treating the opposition parties, the opposition leaders, and the way this government has been behaving with the opposition parties and leaders, it is quite obvious that this bill is going to be misused by the central government to silence the state governments where there are opposition governments. And I'm saying with the proof. We have two proofs before us. One is the Jharkhand, where the Hemant Soren was arrested, he was put behind bar, and then he came up clean. He was out of the power for 6 months, more than 6 months. So this is the trick. See in Delhi.
Now, Professor Pasha, you've raised 2 points. You say that the way it has been brought. What is the other way, sir, of bringing a bill, if not introducing it in Parliament? And then you're talking about past records, sir. Now, by this record logic and example, the Congress has this incredible record of imposing emergency. आप क्या बोलेंगे अपने alliance partner को? ये कौन सा record है इनका?
Today we are facing is worse than emergency, is an undeclared emergency.
Okay.
I will give you the example of Delhi Aam Aadmi Party government. The entire cabinet, including the chief minister, was put behind bar for 6 months. And the government was paralyzed in Delhi. And taking advantage of that, they dislodged this government in the election through election.
But Professor Pasha, do you know who wanted this probe against the Aam Aadmi Party government? Not the BJP in the beginning, the Congress party petitioned. And the Congress party wanted Mr. Kejriwal jailed. Now, before I bring in Anish and Ms. Mathur, and Adil Hassan is now joining the panel. Adil bhai, good evening. Shehzad, why don't you answer what you've heard so far?
First of all, I hope nobody will interrupt me because it's 1 against 5. Let me begin by paying tribute on the Rajiv Gandhi Jayanti, and I think fitting tribute is being paid by Congress by defending corruption in the name of defending democracy, because Rajiv ji had said मैं 1 रुपया भेजता हूँ तो 85% जो है वो लुटेरा पंजा लूट लेता है. और जिस पार्टी का इतिहास जीप स्कैम से लेकर बोफोर स्कैम से लेकर अगस्ता वेस्टलैंड, INX स्कैम, चारा स्कैम ये रहा हो, आज वो स्कैम के बचाव में आ चुकी है. As if to say that there should be a fundamental right to loot. Have you ever heard? अधिकार मेरा, भ्रष्टाचार करूं मैं, भ्रष्टाचार ये मेरा शिष्टाचार, कोई कार्रवाई करे तो चिल्लाऊं अत्याचार. Now Mr. Ashwini has said कि the fundamental principle of constitution is innocent until proven guilty. लालू has been proven guilty तब भी innocent बोलते हैं. 6 बार guilty हुए हैं लालू जी, but they still call him innocent. And first time he was proven guilty in which year? 2013. First time arrested in which year? 96-97. Was it a BJP government? First time JMM got convicted which year? 94. BJP government. First time A Raja went to jail. UPA government. Was BJP in power? First time disproportionate assets case against Mulayam Singh Yadav. Which government? UPA. When did the case close? NDA government. Having said that, now let me come to the second point. He said, Ashwini ji said, where is the reform? Manyavar, when we did the reform of DBT and JAM, by which 40 lakh crores reaches the direct beneficiary and not a single rupee is wasted, that time Chidambaram mocked that reform also. So you have always been against every reform. But this particular reform, let me tell you the need for it. There is a Senthil Balaji case where the Supreme Court came hard. There is KM Munshi's debate in the Constituent Assembly in 1949 where he says people holding public office should have the highest integrity integrity. There is the Delhi High Court case of Arvind Kejriwal, where Arvind Kejriwal was told that you are putting personal interests above national interests by hogging to the seat. This is the same man who said sabko Tihar bhejenge, and for 150 days he held the position when he was in Tihar. By the way, they said it was vendetta when we sent Mr. Kejriwal to jail, the agencies. Here is the question. Mr. Kejriwal going to jail was celebrated by
शराब का मामला है, ये शिक्षा का मामला नहीं है. शराब की बात हो रही है, शिक्षा पर छुपने का काम.
In fact, Mr. Pawan Kheda said ये केस तो हमने शुरू करवाया था, हमारी कार्रवाई पे हुई. अब आम आदमी पार्टी also I can see. You know the interesting thing there, and just 20 seconds more I'll take. When the case happened in Delhi and शराब चोरी में ये लोग अंदर गए, तो Congress said ED is doing great job. And when the Sharab Ghotala took place in Chhattisgarh, the same Aam Aadmi Party which is criticizing ED here said that ED must arrest Bhupesh Baghel. This is their official statement. Finally, I just have one question that Mr. Congress Party, today Congress Party is saying कि ये बहुत undemocratic है. One.
On the face of it, it seems reasonable that anyone who does anything wrong should be liable to punishment and should not be holding a high constitutional office or a political.
Ironically, this is the same Shashi Tharoor who has faced the democracy of Congress. अरे वो आज संजय झा को नहीं बुलाया आपने? राजन्ना जी को भी नहीं बुलाया, पूजा पाल भी नहीं दिख रही है डिबेट के पैनल में. अच्छा, they are all shining examples of democracy.
Why? Anish, I know you want to come in, but let me quickly bring in Ms. Mathur. Ms. Mathur, what do you make of what the opposition has said? That this is a measure to curb the rights of the opposition.
It's worse than that, actually. And give me 2 minutes to complete. In fact, one must also compliment you on your opening speech. You could have just pretended to be a bit neutral, but never mind. Look, I'll start with quoting the Honorable Supreme Court, who very categorically mentioned not too long ago that the ED is crossing all limits, that the ED has been working on political vendetta on the lines of the ruling government. These things are out in the public domain. Then when this is not enough, you give threats to your opponents, you try and destabilize their governments, you put them in jail. When nothing is working, you're even getting a, jhar from the honorable courts. Then you try and bring this bill, you try and reform the constitution, you make changes to the constitution, you try and distract the people of this country from the real issue of the election commission that has been, making the headlines. Do you think that the people of this country cannot see what the BJP is doing? And rather rich coming from somebody like Amit Shah, I mean, one doesn't know whether to laugh, cry, appreciate, fight, what to do anymore. Because the level at which the BJP, the current BJP is taking the country is scary. We may reach a point of no return. My friend, it is not about which party, it is not about this moment, but it is about the country, it is about justice, it is about the constitution. One, this particular bill that you're talking about, one, it means legal erosion. That means that you're moving away from the rule of law.
Now, Ms. Mathur, you've made many points, 1 minute, and legal, I'll come to you.
Let me just respond very quickly.
There are many things that she did not like about the introduction. I will have to defend my honor also. Now, Ms. Mathur, during the course of the debate, you will have time, when someone else is speaking, please make notes and tell me which part of my introduction was not factual. I will apologize, ma'am. And then you said that this distracts from the real issues. Was Mr. Kejriwal, when he promised Jan Lokpal, was he trying to distract people? Was that a distraction? And, you're talking about the BJP trying to intimidate its opponents by putting them in jail. The Congress, your alliance partner, till recently wanted this case against the Aam Aadmi Party. The Congress wanted Mr. Kejriwal to resign. The Congress calls Aam Aadmi Party corrupt in Punjab. So, Ms. Mathur, at least let's introspect. It's very easy to come here and preach. And by the way, there are no pretensions on the show. I stick to the facts. If you can call me out on facts, I'll be ready to apologize. Now, Shehzad, you answer.
Just 20 seconds and I'll give the rest of my time to Ms. Mathur. Very quickly, she quoted the Supreme Court. The 14 parties went to Supreme Court that ED and CBI are biased and the petition was thrown out. She will not quote that part. Then she said that we are threatening using the agencies. Please listen.
अगर तुमसे जांच नहीं होती तो जांच करानी है, सोनिया गांधी को गिरफ्तार करो, 2 दिन उसका इंटेरोगेशन करो, देखो पता चल जाएगा.
ये उस समय झूठ बोल रहे थे.
कांग्रेस वालों ने चोरी कर रखी है, मुलायम सिंह यादव ने चोरी कर रखी है, मायावती ने चोरी कर रखी है, सबने चोरी कर रखी है.
अच्छा, जब आम आदमी पार्टी बोल रही थी कि भूपेश बाघेल को गिरफ्तार करो, उन्होंने चोरी कर रखी है, शराब चोरी कर रखी है, ईडी गिरफ्तार करे, वो सही था गलत था? एंड लास्ट पॉइंट एंड टेक ऑल माय टाइम, एंड माथुर जी ये सवाल का जवाब देना है, इज लालू कन्विक्टेड करप्ट, yes or no? Just ask her this question.
Was Mr. Kejriwal trying to distract?
शहजाद जी,
इज लालू कन्विक्टेड करप्ट?
शहजाद जी, आपका इंटरनेट बहुत फास्ट चल रहा है, आप फुर्ती से वीडियोस दिखा रहे हैं। आप एक बार मोदी जी का वो वीडियो दिखा दीजिए फटाफट, जिसमें वो अजीत पवार जी के लिए कुछ कह रहे थे।
मैं उसका जवाब देता हूं।
हाँ जी, तो आप वो दिखाइए मोदी जी का वीडियो, जिसमें वो अजीत पवार के लिए बोल रहे थे, जिसमें वो महाराष्ट्र में जिन लोगों को उन्होंने अगले दिन पार्टी में जोड़ा बीजेपी को। लुक, द पॉइंट आई एम मेकिंग इज that if you are not going to actually debate and speak about what really matters to the people of this country.
Does corruption not matter? It comes from a party that built its identity over, this supposed claim of fighting corruption. Ms. Mathur, why are you trolling your own leader?
Pranesh, just indulge me for 20 seconds.
Let us just answer this question. I'll come back to you.
Well, that's funny.
देखिए 20 सेकंड्स में लूंगा, सिर्फ 20 सेकंड्स। प्रणेश जी जस्ट 20 सेकंड्स। प्रणेश जी जस्ट 20 सेकंड्स, इफ माथुर जी कैन जस्ट इंडल्ज मी फॉर 20 सेकंड्स। मेरा इंटरनेट नहीं, मेरा लॉजिक फास्ट है। लॉजिक से मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं, लालू हैज बीन कन्विक्टेड इवन बिफोर वी केम टू पावर इन 2013। यू आर इन अलायंस विद देम टुडे। कैन यू प्लीज टेल अस, एंड बिफोर दिस लॉ केम, बिफोर दिस अमेंडमेंट वाज प्रपोज्ड, लालू इज कन्विक्टेड। डू यू कंसिडर लालू टू बी अ कन्विक्टेड क्रिमिनल? इफ यस, व्हाई आर यू इन अलायंस विद देम इन इंडिया अलायंस?
शहजाद जी,
इज लालू करप्ट?
शहजाद जी,
Is Lalu corrupt?
Mark my words, एक दिन ऐसा आएगा, mark my words, एक दिन ऐसा आएगा हम आपको भी डिफेंड कर रहे होंगे, जैसे अभी हम वाइस प्रेसिडेंट को ढूंढ रहे हैं। ये
आप
किसी
तो
के
शराब
लोग नहीं
चोरियों
हैं,
को भी
please
डिफेंड
understand,
करते हैं, आप
these
शीश महल भी
bills
डिफेंड करते
are
हैं।
not only
आप
to-
डिफेंड करिए,
not
लालू
only to
करप्ट है या
threaten
नहीं
the
है?
opposition, but
Is
these
Lalu
bills
corrupt?
are
Okay, let's
also-
bring in the others now. Shahzad
Lalu's
Poonawala,
open
Ms.
and shut
Mathur,
case.
Ms. Mathur, look, I thought the Aam Aadmi Party will be the first to cheer this anti-corruption reform. But unfortunately, such are compulsions of electoral politics that I understand. It's okay. Now, Anish Gawande, Anish, is this not a progressive move?
Pranesh, thank you for having me on the show. Ms. Mathur has stolen my thunder because I was about to say that I'm a representative of what the BJP has called the naturally corrupt party. Just weeks before they went on and formed an alliance with Ajit Dada, Fatafat in Maharashtra and broke my party, right? So I feel distinguished to be on this panel. But the first thing I want to tell you is that Shahzad started off by saying there's one of him versus five of us, and that should tell you the whole story. The BJP's own allies are not supporting it on this bill, which means that it's not going to pass in the Lok Sabha and it's not going to become a constitutional amendment. But I have three very simple questions on this front. One, since 2014, how many BJP ministers or chief ministers have been accused or convicted of corruption? And sorry, I see my cat has also arrived to sort of join the debate on times now today. But how many BJP ministers have been accused and convicted of corruption since 2014? Has corruption ended in India since 2014? Second question, how many opposition leaders have been accused and convicted of corruption since 2014? Why have 25 leaders who switched over to the BJP, 23 of them been cleared of all charges? And the third and final question, this bill also extends to the Prime Minister of this country. Now please tell me, how can the Prime Minister be put into jail? It can only be by the central government. How can other chief ministers be put in jail? Only by the central government. So all power now rests in the hands of the central government. So do you not think at a time when the ED, income tax and CBI have all been questioned for their impartiality or lack thereof, this is a very serious question that is raised, that this will be used to target political opponents?
Shahzad, answer that question. Adil bhai, aa raha hu iske baad.
First of all, Mr. Gawande asked very eruditely how many BJP people have been accused and convicted. Sir, before 2014, who was going to jail? A Raja BJP se the, लालू बीजेपी से थे, जेएमएम बीजेपी से थी, समाजवादी पार्टी के ऊपर डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेट टैक्सेस केस ये बीजेपी से थे, तब भी आप ही लोग पकड़े जा रहे थे. आपका चरित्र, इट इज योर कैरेक्टर टू डू करप्शन व्हेन इन पावर एंड व्हेन आउट ऑफ पावर. दिस इज नॉट एडिटोरियल लाइन ऑफ सम अदर टीवी चैनल दैट यू डू मंकी बैलेंसिंग कि एक पैनलिस्ट इधर से एक पैनलिस्ट उधर से. दिस इज ट्रूथ वर्सेस लाइज. लाइज रिक्वायर मोर पीपल, इट लीड्स अ क्राउड. ट्रूथ वॉक्स अलोन. सो देयरफॉर 1 versus 5. बट हैविंग सेड दैट, मिस्टर गवांडे, नाउ आई वांट टू आस्क ask you a question. Please go back to the Prime Minister's statement. Prime Minister was absolutely right. He said ये a nationally corrupt party है, which he was referring to your faction. Now you tell me that you were making Ajit Pawar Dada the LOP. Was he a corrupt person you were making? And are you admitting that your government under your Chief Minister and Sharad Pawar ji did a 70,000 crore scam? If yes, then first Congress should apologize for doing that scam, and secondly,
let him quickly answer
no,
that question.
10 seconds, just 10 seconds. 10 seconds more. Now he has asked me so many questions. I just want to ask him one question. Congress party says that the case on Mr. Kejriwal was absolutely correct and good, he went to jail and we started the case. Is Congress right or is Aam Aadmi right that it was a crackdown? And nobody's stealing your thunder. You can take all the thunder.
Two very quick answers to those questions. The first response is that very clearly, we're very glad that this law has been brought in. We hope that it will be applied retrospectively, and all of our dear friends and colleagues who we still consider to be innocent will return to our fold and they'll leave the BJP and come back to better wisdom. On the question of whether Arvind Kejriwal ji had to be arrested or not be arrested, the real answer is that the courts of this country should decide. And once the courts have followed their process, if a chief minister or any citizen is declared guilty by a court, only then should they be stopped from holding office, which is the law of the land even today.
Okay. Now let's bring in Adil Hassan. Adil bhai, Asaduddin Owaisi आज कह रहे थे BJP wants to make a country a police state. ये एंटी करप्शन रिफॉर्म है. ओवैसी जी बोल रहे हैं ये पुलिस स्टेट. आपके ही एक और बड़े नेता हैं ओवैसी जूनियर, उन्होंने कहा था 15 मिनट के लिए पुलिस हटा लो. तो आप लोग तो पुलिस स्टेट मत बोलिए.
प्रणय भाई, उन्होंने जो कहा वो बात साफ साफ है कि ईडी का ऑफिसर कपिल राज जो हेमंत सोरेन जी और अरविंद केजरीवाल को गिरफ्तार करता है, वीआरएस लेके रिलायंस इंडस्ट्री ज्वाइन कर लेता है. अब बीजेपी भ्रष्टाचार पे बात करे तो दंग आ जाता है. हम तो सोचते हैं बीजेपी कैसे बोलती है. राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष बीजेपी का बंगारू लक्ष्मण रक्षा दलाली किए थे. पूरी दुनिया ने देखा कि राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष किसी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का रक्षा दलाली नहीं किया था, बीजेपी का राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष दलाली किया था. और अजीत पवार हो, हेमंता बिस्वा शर्मा हो, शुभेंदु अधिकारी हो, मुकुल राय हो, नारायण राणे हो, सबको चक्की पीसिंग करते थे. मोदी जी आज उसी के साथ बैठ रहे हैं. अदानी का सेल्समैन बने हुए हैं और इलेक्ट्रॉल बॉन्ड का चंदा लेकर ठेका देने वाली पार्टी वो नसीहत दे रही है भ्रष्टाचार का. आप ही बोलिए, जब आजम खान साहब का इलेक्शन, उनके बेटे का इलेक्शन, आज मऊ में मुख्तार अंसारी साहब के बेटे का इलेक्शन के लिए तुरंत सरकार जबरदस्ती रामपुर में चुनाव करवा दे, उनको मौका सब हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट से मिले, उसकी भी न्याय नहीं. लोकतंत्र में सबसे बड़ा मजबूत है पॉलिटिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव. आप 30 दिन का लॉ क्यों ला रहे हैं? आप क्यों नहीं? आपकी ईडी आपकी है, सीबीआई आपके, इनकम टैक्स, बेल का डिफरेंस हो जाएगा. कौन है? आसानी से है. 5 साल से शर्जील इमाम, मीरान हैदर, सैफी सब जेल में है और आसाराम बापू और राम रहीम को.
एक मिनट आदिल हसन, शर्जील इमाम अगर जेल में है तो उनको जेल में कोई एजेंसी ने तो नहीं रखा. अरेस्ट के बाद तो कोर्ट पे बेल देना नहीं देना. नाउ यू आर क्वेश्चनिंग द कोर्ट्स भी बीजेपी कंट्रोल कर रही है. अगर आपका ये चार्ज है कि सेंट्रल एजेंसीज आर कंट्रोल्ड बाय द बीजेपी, इज द जुडिशरी आल्सो कंट्रोल्ड बाय द बीजेपी? Because there have been many occasions when your party leaders and the top leader of your party, I remember what he had said about the Babri verdict, black day for judiciary.
Just he quoted Justice Verma. What is wrong? 14 बार पेरोल राम रहीम को क्यों मिल गया? बिना एजेंसी के और बिना बीजेपी के सपोर्ट मिल गया. बंगारू लक्ष्मण राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष बीजेपी का रक्षा दलाली किया.
तो आदिल भाई, आपको लगता है जुडिशरी बीजेपी के कंट्रोल में है, यही कहना चाह रहे हैं आप?
इलेक्ट्रॉल बॉन्ड का कौन चंदा लेता है? हाँ,
आप बोलिए.
इलेक्ट्रॉल बॉन्ड का कौन चंदा?
अभी एक छोटा सा रियलिटी चेक कर लेते हैं. इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड पे किसने चंदा लिया? आप ही पूछ लीजिए. जितने लोग बैठे हैं पैनल में, आप पूछिए उनको हाथ उठाने. आप बोलिए आदिल हसन, एक बार बोलिए.
नहीं लिए हैं, वाहिद एक एमआईएम पार्टी है.
नहीं, एक मिनट, आप लोगों ने तो वक्फ के नाम पे इतना ले लिया, आप कहां इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड में लेंगे? एक मिनट, आप पहले पूछ लीजिए ना. अश्विनी जी से पूछिए, प्रोफेसर पाशा से पूछिए, अनीश गवांडे से पूछिए, इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड में चंदा किसने लिया है, पूछिए. द कांग्रेस पार्टी विच इज अ बेनिफिशियरी ऑफ द इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड हैज बीन लीडिंग अ क्रूसेड अगेंस्ट इट. बट शहजाद, आंसर द क्वेश्चन.
देखिए, आज क्योंकि अनीश गवांडे अपने थंडर को लेकर बड़े चिंतित थे, चिंतित अबाउट हिज थंडर, कम से कम आज उनका थंडर फिर से एक बार नहीं तोड़ना चाहिए था. व्हेन ही सेड अडानी का दलाल, ये तस्वीर पॉपअप हो गई जहां पे शरद पवार जी अडानी के साथ बैठे. और शरद पवार जी तो ऐसे हैं कि वो हर प्रोजेक्ट इनॉग्रेट करने चले जाते हैं अडानी का। अब अनीश गवांडे थंडर लेकर एकदम थंडरिंग टोन से बताना, इज मिस्टर अडानी करप्ट? फिर शरद पवार इस अडानी के साथ क्या करते हैं? इनफैक्ट यू नो, बिफोर सुप्रीम कोर्ट gave judgment on Hindenburg, Mr. Pawar came with mic in front of him and said Hindenburg is full conspiracy against this group. गवांडे जी, आपका थंडर तो नहीं ले लिया ना मैंने? आप थंडरिंग टोन से बोलना है इनको। ये पता नहीं रजाकारों के दलाल यहाँ पे आ जाते हैं। दूसरी बात नहीं, पूरी बात
लेट्स गो वन बाय वन।
सर वो मेरे
रेस्पॉन्ड टू दिस।
चलिए बोलिए।
आदिल भाई आ रहा हूं मैं आपके पास।
नहीं, रजाकारों के दलाल।
You know as much as I do that the NCP SP has always had its own opinion on multiple issues, right from the Pahalgam attacks and Operation Sindoor to the Adani allegations. But our principle remains the same. That every person is innocent until proven guilty, which is driving my response here. If I cannot say Adani is corrupt, then I also cannot put somebody in jail and then expect them to not serve in public office. It's the same principle. I don't think Mr. Adani is corrupt because the court has not found him to be corrupt yet.
Okay,
now I believe in the Indian judiciary.
Now, Anish,
and I will have you know
if this is your principal stand, then you must condemn demands for resignation by the individuals that I, have a list of. Ajay Makan wanting Kejriwal's resignation, Dinesh Gundu Rao wanting Yediyurappa's resignation, Rahul Gandhi wanting Narendra Modi's resignation on multiple occasions. What is this?
No, I think these calls for resignation must be distinguished from the law of the land, right? We've demanded the resignation of Manik Rao Kokate for playing Rummy in the Vidhan Sabha. Calling for a resignation versus requiring that the resignation is necessary under law.
So what you are saying is that you can call for a resignation, but you don't have to necessarily resign, right?
Let me just counter this point with 10 seconds, just 10 seconds.
Then the people should decide whether the person is having a moral courage to resign or not.
Mr. Gawande,
the railway minister at one point, Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, had resigned after a rail accident.
Mr. Gawande, just 10 seconds. Then when Rahul Gandhi pronounces going against the Supreme Court verdict saying that Chaukidar chor hai, ye Supreme Court ne bola, for which he got chastised, please condemn Rahul Gandhi. In fact, he misquoted the Supreme Court. And secondly, now because the talk was done कि कोई भी राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष चोरी करप्शन करते हुए पकड़ा नहीं गया है, let me clarify this with full candidness. There is only one current president of a political party who, despite being convicted, is still continuing as the president of the party. His name is Lalu Prasad. And by the way, when the allegation was made on Bangaru Lakshman, much before his conviction, he had been taken out of the BJP. This is the difference between BJP, that even the highest position holder has had to step aside, whether it was Advani ji or whether it is Bangaru Lakshman. And on the other hand, despite being convicted 5 times, this Rajakar ka dalal comes and defends Mr. Lalu Prasad. He called dalal. He used this word first. And he uses it in every debate. And last debate, he has abused my mother. Last debate, he abused my mother. Let's not forget that.
Shehzad and Adil Hasan, please. Let's be civil. Let's not get personal. Adil bhai, आपको जो भी point बोलना है, बिना शब्दों की जो मर्यादा है, sir, please. Let's maintain the decorum here on national television. Please, Adil bhai, आपको जो भी बोलना है, you can take political dates, satire, sarcasm, सबके लिए space है. Personal attack मत कीजिए, please. Professor Pasha, क्या ये मर्यादा होनी चाहिए, sir, भाषा की?
जी, I think the way you are defending BJP and you are giving a space to Shehzad Poonawalla, you should do justice with us also.
Sir, there are 5 people from the opposition. There is one BJP spokesperson, Professor Pasha. And by the way, what has that got to do with this abusive language?
Including you, it is 5 against 10. We are 5 against 10 because you are also at that side, on that side only. So when you talk about corruption, making country corruption free and giving clean chit to BJP, and you accusing the opposition parties, the people get amused. This is the fact. You are amusing us. The fact is that the BJP is the most corrupt party in the country because it has become the...
But Professor Pasha, if the BJP is the most corrupt party, get rid of the BJP, jail the BJP. Go file a petition, jail the top leadership of the BJP, all the spokespersons, put them in jail. But why come on national television and use this abusive language? And I am surprised that not one person, and I started with you, you can't take a stand against this abusive rant by Adil Hasan? You are blaming me, you are blaming the BJP spokesperson Professor Pasha. I expected better from you. लेकिन आप भी डिफेंड कर रहे हैं.
I'm taking a stand. I don't approve such language. I'm taking a stand. But I must say that the BJP is the safe haven for all the corrupt people of all the corrupt
Professor
political
Pasha, if that
leaders.
is the case, then let's go to the court, fight a battle. Let's jail leaders, and this is about a fresh start. So in principle, all of you, if you say that you are against corruption, should be supporting this move, but you're not. अश्विनी जी, क्या ये भाषा की मर्यादा ये होनी चाहिए?
जी बिल्कुल नहीं. That was very wrong of him using such a language, and I strongly condemn it. We should not use such language for anyone, and not specifically not for women. And as Shahzadi was stating that he abused his mother yesterday, that was very condemnable. I don't support that. We are living in a democracy. We are all Indians first. We are all brothers and sisters first. We can have a difference of opinion, difference of thought, but that doesn't mean we can just abuse each other. Now coming back to your topic, I think Pranesh, this is very important to note that we are talking about corruption here, and all the agencies which investigate corruption charges comes under center, and BJP is sitting in center. So eventually BJP is going to control who is going to go behind bar and who is not going to go behind bar on a corruption charges. So eventually BJP is going to get clean sheet. And let me just rephrase those three few names again. अजीत पवार मोदी जी ने खड़े होके बोला था कि 70,000 करोड़ का घोटाला है, जेल में चक्की पीसिंग एंड ही बिकम डिप्टी सीएम. सम्राट चौधरी ने बोला नीतीश कुमार ने 10,000 करोड़ का घोटाला किया, शराब घोटाला किया बिहार में शराबबंदी पे, एंड ही बिकम डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर. हेमंत बिश्व शर्मा कांग्रेस में थे, उन पे घोटाले के चार्जेस लगे, इंक्वायरी हुई, उन्होंने बीजेपी ज्वाइन कर ली, चीफ मिनिस्टर बन गए.
3 एग्जाम्पल दे दिया. अब मैं आपसे एक, शहजाद वो आंसर करेंगे क्योंकि अजीत पवार पे जो आप कह रहे हैं उसमें तो कोई डिफेंस नहीं है. बीजेपी ने करप्ट था, फिर अलायंस कर लिया. अब मुझे ये बताइए अश्विनी जी, कांग्रेस पार्टी जो ये कहती है हम क्रूसेडर हैं अगेंस्ट करप्शन, आप अरविंद केजरीवाल के साथ सर पार्टनरशिप में थे, बोल रहे थे करप्ट है, और फिर भी इंडिया अलायंस में थे. तो ये कौन सा कन्वीनियंट अरेंजमेंट था?
प्रणेश जी, मैं फिर से रिपीट करता हूं, मैंने स्टार्ट में भी बोला था, एज पर आर्टिकल 20 सबसेक्शन 3.
अश्विनी जी अभी नाउ डोंट डिफ्लेक्ट. अभी आप बोल रहे थे करप्ट है. कांग्रेस लीडर्स वांटेड केजरीवाल जेल्ड. राहुल गांधी सेड ही इज करप्ट, येट ही वाज पार्ट ऑफ द इंडिया अलायंस. सो मिस्टर केजरीवाल अकॉर्डिंग टू कांग्रेस पार्टी वाज करप्ट इन दिल्ली, बट ही वाज अबव बोथ क्लीन everywhere else. This is a mockery of everything. Shahzad, the charge is that through this bill, you will control who stays outside and who goes to jail.
So are they implying that even if the case is very weak, the courts will continue to keep people in jail because we want them to? So they are questioning the judiciary, because if it is a matter of arrest, the agency can do. But whether the person will be in jail or not, that only courts decide. Many people have got bail. So are you saying that they have fixed the courts or they have done deal with us? Chidambaram has done deal with us. He's out. Anyways, having said that, second point. First statement of Ashwini, you remember, Pranesh, what he said? I go by the principle, innocent until proven guilty. Ajit Pawar is not guilty yet by a court of law. Himanta Biswa Sarma is not guilty by a court of law. Lalu Prasad is guilty by court of law. Lalu तो मसीहा है और दूसरे वाले corrupt है. ये गजब का hypocrisy. और मैं तो केवल गवांडे जी से पूछना चाहता हूं, गवांडे जी बता दीजिए अजीत पवार करप्ट है या नहीं है आप अपने अलायंस पार्टनर को, और आम आदमी पार्टी करप्ट है या नहीं है, ये अश्विनी जी बता दे.
अश्विनी जी जल्दी से बता दीजिए. जेवीसी श्रीराम इज ऑल्सो ज्वाइनिंग द पैनल. अश्विनी जी बताइए.
I am just repeating what I said earlier, Pranesh. No one is guilty until proven. But we demand resignations of politicians on the moral ground. And that is
Ashwini ji, Rahul Gandhi ने कहा था October 2018, Narendra Modi must resign because he compromised with national interest. Why was Mr. Rahul Gandhi asking for Modi's resignation? Why? ये कौन सा प्रिंसिपल इन्वोक किया था आपने? आप बोलिए राहुल गांधी गलत है, आप बोल सकते हैं
जी. तो सबसे पहले अमित शाह जी को रेजिग्नेशन देना चाहिए.
तो अमित शाह
अकाउंटेबिलिटी अमित शाह जी की है कि नहीं?
अश्विनी जी, now your point taken about Amit Shah. You know what happened in the Lok Sabha today? KC Venugopal, your leader, Congress leader KC Venugopal said you should not lecture us about probity, etc., because you went to jail. Amit Shah ne kaha, I resigned before I was arrested. Then I was put in jail by the central agency. उन्होंने तो कर दिया था. What examples have you set?
Pranesh, if you're demanding the resignation on the moral ground and want to enact a law, let's enact a law that if any terror attack happen in the country, Prime Minister and Home Minister should resign immediately.
Why didn't you enact that law? Why didn't you enact that law? You should have done that when you were in power. You should have done it.
कभी जेल से बाहर
When that, 1 minute, when, sir, you know, the Congress party and your leaders, I don't want to name anyone, but you know, someone had said that, look, we can't stop all terror attacks. Now, if this is the position that you have about terrorism, then God save this country. JVC Sriram is on the panel. JVC, we were hoping to debate what is happening with Rahul Gandhi's Yatra. But look at this fascinating conversation that we are having. A bill that seeks to bring in more transparency, accountability is being bulldozed by the opposition.
Good evening, Pranesh. I think the first point is that here, let us all understand that it was Mr. Rahul Gandhi who tore that ordinance. And it is the same Rahul Gandhi who is sitting with a convicted person and doing the campaign. So, as far as Congress party is concerned, principles, ideology, values are put on cold storage. What matters is now some electoral victory. I was observing, because I was observing the whole debate, and you were asking, how did Rahul Gandhi talk about Arvind Kejriwal in a different manner when they said that he is corrupt, and then they had alliance with Arvind Kejriwal in Delhi? Because Rahul Gandhi is desperate for an electoral victory, Pranesh. He wants to win. For that, Jut ka Saudagar. Whom do I call as Jut ka Saudagar? Rahul Gandhi, merchant of lies, who is running a Jut ka Dukan, can go to any extent to defend anybody, to accuse any institution, to probably put, mudslinging on anybody, to ensure that he tastes that electoral success.
Right. Let's bring in Ms. Mathur. Ms. Mathur, when Rahul Gandhi said Arvind Kejriwal is corrupt, why did he say that? Is Rahul Gandhi right in saying so?
Well, firstly, I'd like to condemn the misbehavior of the earlier spokesperson. I think Shehzad has shown a lot of dignity in not losing it, despite hearing such rubbish. Look, what Rahul Gandhi says, and that's something for the Congress spokespersons to answer.
That's
but
okay,
again,
but as someone who was at the receiving end of what Rahul Gandhi had said, what is your view of his comments that Mr. Kejriwal is corrupt?
How is that relevant to the debate here?
Of course it is,
So
because he said this is about corruption. Rahul Gandhi's comment was against corruption. You don't want to say anything against Rahul Gandhi, it's okay.
Pranesh, if the BJP had an iota of intent in actually, finishing corruption from this country, they would not have asked all these, Navratans who are in other parties charged of corruption to welcome them in their own party. It's simple, right? So the BJP is not interested in solving corruption. They are interested
Ms. Mathur,
in...
forget the BJP. The Aam Aadmi Party was born out of the anti-corruption movement. You remember what Anna Hazare did? He was the face of the movement. And who formed a political party? Arvind Kejriwal. Now, between Anna Hazare and Arvind Kejriwal, who is the bigger anti-corruption crusader?
You know, I have to say Arvind Kejriwal is my leader. He's walked the talk and I'm very, very, very proud of the party I'm in. And it's not my place to speak about a senior person like Mr. Anna Hazare. I'm sure he's doing the good work that he's doing. Point is not any of this. The points that we are debating
Ms.
today
Mathur,
is...
it's very well for you to speak good about your leader. But Anna Hazare was your leader's leader. And Anna Hazare has said things about Arvind Kejriwal that you might want to, Google and see. I understand your compulsion, it's okay. But Professor Pasha, debate खत्म करने से पहले एक बार मैं आपसे फिर से पूछ रहा हूं, अगर एक नया कानून बन रहा है जहां पे एक लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड हो, एटलीस्ट ऑन प्रिंसिपल, अमित शाह ने कह दिया कि ये तो जेपीसी में जाएगा, डेलिब्रेट कर लीजिएगा, जो उसके नुआंसेस होंगे, जो उसमें उसको फिक्स करना पड़ेगा. नो बिल इज परफेक्ट, लेकिन अपोज क्यों कर रही है बोल के कि ये गलत है?
जी, my submission is that if we are really keen to stop corruption, to fight corruption, kindly free all the government agencies like ED, CBI and Election Commission from the clutches of the Prime Minister and Home Minister. Let there be a committee as suggested by the Supreme Court, that Supreme Court Chief Justice, LOP and Prime Minister. They should select the ED, the CBI and the Election Commission.
Yeah, and you've woken up to this radical revolutionary idea of having a committee to select these people now in 2025. How are these selections made? All of us know. We've run out of time. We must condemn what Adil Hassan has said. All of you have seen it. It is for Adil Hassan's party and his leader to take a call on how they see his words and actions. I leave it at that, viewers. The news hour with Navita Kumar on the other side.